Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm Bombombi and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Saturday, and Saturday we normally leave for the quirky maps, the unusual maps, the ones that are a little bit different from the normal. Well, today's map is very normal. It's very ordinary, in a kind of a good way, really. Quick shout out to the creator.
It's my first map.
That's right. And they've not done too bad. Now, it's a real life location, and this is where the quirkiness comes in. I saw it on the workshop and I thought this has to be done on a Saturday, even if the map is ordinary, which I think this map would fall into that category. Has to be done because, well, it's a really quirky name. But first of all, this. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Odder by Citizen Conrad. And now, Odder, real life location in Denmark, in Jutland, Denmark. Let's have a little look at that start square, shall we? That's a national road coming in from the side, and it's a national road coming in from the side. That's all I can tell you about that. The terrain heights, it's a very flat area, and so I'd expect it to be flat, and flatness is what we have. And then resources, it's a very fertile land, and therefore fertile land is what I'd expect, and that is what we have as well. We have a little bit of fishing. If you want to do some fishing with Sunset Harbour, you've got a little bit going on. It's nothing too exciting. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. There are 5 things to subscribe to. 6 if you include the Chiaroscuro LUT as well, which is what we'll be using today, along with the vanilla European theme. Okay, let's get down to ground level and talk a little bit about Jutland. Now, I don't know a huge amount about Jutland, apart from English, my English history lessons from when I was about 11 or 12, and we did about the Angles and the Saxons, and then the invasion of the Normans and all of that. If you're of a certain age and you did English history, then you would definitely have covered all of those things. It wasn't just the Angles and the Saxons though that invaded at first. It was the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. And the Jutes would have come from Juteland or Jutland. Now, this part of Jutland is Odder. It's a municipality, and it's a decent sized town. Now, if you're going to recreate the town, you're not going to want massive, great big highways going through. You're going to want the national roads, and this is, I'm sure, why the creator has gone with the national roads. This bridge here, in terms of detailing, this is my biggest sin on the map. It's just a little bit too low. The other one, the rail one next to it, is a little bit too low as well. But this one, we've actually got little puddles at each end. Use Move It. Grab the 4 nodes and tap up about 4 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And that for me is instantly better. The rail bridge is actually dragging its heels through the river there a little bit as well. So that could probably do with just raising, but obviously not just the bridge section running up. Just raise it 2 or 3 notches, and it would be much smoother, much more pleasing on the eye. Now the map here is a little bit bland. Now, it's not unappealing. It's trying to find the right word. It's not unappealing. It's not an ugly map by any shape of the imagination. Heading along towards the we've got an call this an intersection. It's a T-junction, and we have obviously the level crossing there as well. I think we're actually in the centre of what would be the town Odder at this location, and this is your main intersection. The crossroads is the main intersection, and this will take us down to the start square. Start Square isn't actually Odder, although it's still within the area of Odder, obviously. And I'm assuming it's Odder and not Uder. Odder I'm going with. At the bottom of this road is a question. It's just a question. It's not a where on earth am I? Oh, by the way, you should be watching that. It's getting better and better and better, okay? I've veered away from the VR and we're now into GeoGuessr, and it's much easier on the eye to watch and good fun to play along with as well. So do check out my series Tuesday and Friday evenings. I always do it as a premiere as well, 6 o'clock UK time. But anyway, you can watch it anytime. It's up permanently. Anyway, at the end of this road is a settlement that goes by the name of, and I'm probably getting the pronunciation wrong here as well, but it's H-O-U. Who? It could be how, in which case it's 2 questions. But yeah, there is your that's your start square, and this is a small town area, and if you're recreating the area, you'll probably want to keep things small and provincial. Pretty nice. Heading back this way, we'll take a look at the rail. There's plenty of things to look at on the second half of the show as well. Looks like it's going to be a boring map to follow. I promise you there's actually some... I'm making it interesting, okay? Also, we have a really different asset of the day. Again, we save Saturday for the quirky. I think this would definitely fall into quirky, but I'm telling you what, quirky and usable, as opposed to quirky, I'm never going to use this. What on earth are you showing me this for, Bon Bon? It could be used in many different ways, today's asset. We've got potential for multiple uses, but I'm going to save that for the second half of the show. And yeah, it'd be good. Thumbs up from me. Right, okay, off towards the edge of the map, we'll take a look at the shipping and the water flow, and then we'll take a look at just a few of the little features that you're completely blissfully unaware of. They're there to be seen.
Do your cul-de-sacs look like this? Do you want them to look like this? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to the Perfect Cul-de-sacs by Bon Bon Bee. Click the information button now.
Of course, new ways to make cul-de-sacs using the node controller mods, but hey, that still works if you don't want to use mods. Well, fewer mods. Shipping routes, we have 2. They bend in and they stop right there, and then they bend back out the other side as well. This is shipping routes in the map Odder by Citizen Conrad. Okay, let's have a look at the water flow. The start square water flow is weak, but there is movement. There is a little bit of movement. Not so much on this side, but if we go around this little headland here, you can make out we've just got a few light arrows down here. So I would be looking to work along this coast here if you're going to be pumping any sewage out. So, flat map, a few little patches of greenery, a few little rivers, and a couple of little islands. Yep, too small for Bon Bon Island, and a bit boring for Bon Bon Islands. But hey, listen, we're working for real life location. I don't want people to be making special islands for me. Thank you very much. Heading over this way, we've got a few little lakes and little dotted lakes here and there. We've got these rivers, and the rivers, I think they could just be tidied up a little bit. They're okay, especially for a first timer. They're very good for a first timer, actually. And the tree mix in the forests is very nice indeed, very appealing. We've got a couple of spots, this is one of them, where we have trees just encroach onto the road slightly. That can be cleaned up very easily as well. It's not a huge job to do that one, but they are there, and so we have to remember that one. And then we have the river. Now this river I think it's this one. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. This one. It struggles a little bit, and we have a little bit, this one even. And we have a little bit of a fast flowing section here, and that is down to the terrain underneath. It literally just drops away at that location. It looks a little bit weird for it, and so that could be tidied up. I also noticed at the time of recording we have a little bit of stop-start water over here. But I sped the simulation up, and after a few moments it filled up, so it was just start of map water flow, so that's actually not too bad. It'll probably work in the end, I think. Right, okay, now, if we head towards the start square, we have the quirky assets of the day, but they'll only spawn in when we get quite close. Even with adaptive prop, you're not going to see these until you get fairly well zoomed in, so let's have a look at them, shall we? Now this is First Sketch Draft Your City by Ryuichi Kaminoji. Ryuichi Kaminoji, an absolute legend in the community right now. These, well, you could use them for inspiration. You could use them for fillers. Let's say if you want to take a screenshot, but you've got a bit of a hole in your city, you could use them for fillers. You could use them, let's say, inspiration for, or just aligning roads. There's loads of reasons that you might use these. So anyway, yes, first sketch, draft your city. It's a pack of these little decals. They're not so little, actually. Decent sized decals. Again, though, you do remember that they are going to fade out at a medium close distance, really. Decals do tend to do that one. And factoids, because factoids. Got a good one today. Says he putting his light on. Some of the hotels in Las Vegas, remember this is an old book, 1980s. Some of the hotels in Las Vegas put gambling tables outside. Probably all of them these days, maybe. Or none. They might have changed the law. And some even go as far as having them floating in the swimming pool. Thank you very much, Factoid Book. Anyway, there you go. First sketch, Draft Your City by Ryuichi Kamenoji. That's a really nice asset pack. Very nice. Well, now we're almost done, but I did notice some patterns in the forests. A bit like when you look up at clouds and you see a cloud and you go, ooh, that cloud looks like a tree. Well, how about these then? If I turn this around here, we have a rabbit wearing a rucksack. There's the rucksack. Do you think? I think so. That one, I didn't really see much in that one. Possibly a horse's head. This is a dachshund with 3 legs. A 3-legged dachshund. There, head on the left there. Yep. We have a 1-legged bunny in mid-hop. There it is. An amoeba. That there, an amoeba. No doubt about that one. And we've even got a little nod to the show. Yes, it's Rockin' and Holin'. Rockin' and Holin' right there. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go on to the serious stuff. What do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right corner of your screen. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, there's the question. Aesthetically, I don't find it displeasing at all. But I think there's a whole lot more that could have been done to really make this map pop. Field painting, yes, be done with it. Even if it was just hedge lines. It's a really, really heavily farmed area. Got some interesting shapes, and we see none of them here. So I'd like to see that, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'm going to go slightly above middle 3. Detailing. There's not really much wrong with it, but there's not really that much to sing about either. I'd like to go right down the middle on the 3, but we've got a few trees on the road and a little bit of a drowned bridge. Just a little bit drowned. So I'm going to go slightly under middle 3. And I'm going to do exactly the same for gameplay. I think it's definitely playable. If you want to recreate the area, it might work very nicely indeed. But it doesn't really sing out to me, and you may have bits of traffic trouble and whatever. All the usual. So I'm going to go just below middle 3. Oda by Citizen Conrad. Do you know what? I don't dislike this at all. I think it's quite pleasing. It is quite pleasing on the eye. And that is a vanilla theme. It shows that those vanilla themes can actually work really well. Yes, we have got the custom LUT, but we have got a really good mix of trees in there as well. And yeah, big nod there to Citizen Conrad. Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day into the comments. Score yourself some population points. And I'll be back later on today with the schedule show for those Bon Bon Buddies. And if you're not a Bon Bon Buddy, we'll be back tomorrow with the chart show. So I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great one. I'll see you very, very soon.